This is FX Major, your mentor, the only doctor that focuses on changing people's lives and the only trader that pierces through the market. And again, guys, if you are new to our YouTube channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button, like this video, and also share this video, as it will be of so much help. Also, let it be of so much help to other people in terms of letting them know and understand what we actually do when it comes to Forex, in terms of analyzing signals and all those types of things. So be sure to also share our video, like this video, and also watch this video until the end, as at the end of this video there will be strategies which will be sent, as we will be analyzing from top to downside, from the top down analysis which we are going to make on this certain pair which you are currently having. So be sure to watch this video until the end and also participate in each and everything that you do when it comes to Forex. As I told you guys, as I've said to you guys on our previous uploads, that my aim actually as FX Major is not only to share skills or share things that will boost you in terms of knowing Forex, but however is to actually help you step by step into fully understanding what Forex is and what Forex contains in general, meaning that from analysis, from different types of things. Hence why we suggest that you follow us on our social media platforms and also subscribe to our YouTube channel, as it will be of so much help in letting you everything about Forex, in letting you know everything about Forex. Otherwise, let's start with this analysis which you are currently having here. Okay guys, on this specific video I'll be actually analyzing USDZAR with you guys. On our previous videos or uploads, we are continuously uploading, or rather analyzing USDZAR, not USDZAR to say, but rather gold and Nasdaq, including US30. But on this specific video, or rather on this specific analysis which we are going to make together, I'll be analyzing USDZAR with you guys. As you can see, we already have our daily time frame with us here. Alright, so remember guys that each time you have to analyze, you have to start from a daily time frame to cater for your zones where the market mostly reversed or rather rejected. As we can see that we already have our first zone which is just up there, which is our first major zone which we have to cater for, and we have our lowest major zone which we also have to cater for on this current market structure. Although previously we do have this type of a zone which we have here, but however we're currently focusing on the current market structure, because if you can see right now, we have the overall move, which is the current move which you are having right now, right? Meaning that we have to focus on what we currently are having or facing with, rather than focusing on what we have previously, unless the market was probably at this point here. That's where or when we are going to actually expect to also add this zone here and not cater for this zone here. But however, the market is just at this current price, meaning that we must cater for this zone here to be our lowest low zone, or rather our zone which we have to cater for as a major zone, as a major lower zone. So as we can see that we have that zone, I'll also place this zone here which will indicate to us as the current market zone, and also this zone here which will cater for us as a current market zone, meaning that we have overall 3 zones which we have here on a daily time frame, meaning that on a daily time frame we already have 4 zones, right? Meaning that it's our first top zone which we have here, our second zone which we have here, our third zone which we have here, and our fourth zone which we have here. But however, the market is just at this point here, meaning that the market is just playing around this point here, meaning that we also have to cater for these zones here, because the market is actually currently playing at this zone here. But however, as we jump into 4-hour and 1-hour time frame, I'll mostly explain to you what we must expect on this specific zone, because currently we are still focusing on the overall zone which we have, which is the top and the bottom zone, which is the bottom and the top zone which we just catered for. So as I can see now, I can see that we have a bit of a flag, right? Meaning that we have a move of this type of formation from that point there, and a bit of a flag which is just ranging in this type of form, and we are actually expecting that the market shoots to the downside which will create to us as a beautiful flag, right? Which will create to us as a beautiful flag to the downside, because if we can see, or rather look at this in an overall move, we can clearly see that yes, we are actually expecting for USDZAR to continue with the sells, meaning that from that point there, which we have here, which is just this point here, we are actually going to expect to take our sales and shoot to the downside with the market. But however, seeing that we see this on a daily time frame, I can see this on a daily time frame. Reason being that I'm seeing this as a flag is because that I can see that the market came from that top there. It broke this structure here. Let me just remove this structure because we are not on a 4-hour time frame. But however, it came from that top there, right? And then it came to the downside, which is just here, and it came to the top and tried to play at this zone here. I wouldn't expect the market to continue to the upside because it will not create much more of a clear or rather a beautiful structure, because the market always has to create beautiful structures unless that certain market is manipulated. If let's say the market is manipulated, or obviously we won't be actually receiving much more of good moves from that specific market or that specific pair which we might be having. But however, if the market is not that much manipulated, although all markets are manipulated, but if that market is not that much manipulated, we might expect beautiful or rather beautiful moves from that specific trade, just like this one which I'm currently seeing here. I'm actually seeing this as a beautiful bearish flag, meaning that I'm expecting the market to come to the downside. Although we might expect USDZAR to take some few buys to this point here, which won't happen probably in a few days or weeks from now, which won't happen. I would actually expect that USDZAR can come to this point here. But however, for some people will actually expect USDZAR to come to this point here, to come and test this point here, due to this previous point which was tested there. But however, from my point of view, I would actually expect USDZAR to come to this point here. As you can see that it has rejected a lot of times, it has rejected multiple times at these zones here, meaning that it's trying to actually gain momentum to take some few sells which are actually expected, meaning that I'm actually expecting that USDZAR shoots to the downside, But however, let's jump into a 4-hour time frame so we can properly see all this. Okay, jumping into a 4-hour time frame, we do not see much more of that pattern because the market is now expanding due to different time frames, right? Because we know that from a daily time frame we have much more smaller time frames, or rather much smaller candlesticks, which one candlestick might represent probably 16 candlesticks on 4-hour time frame. 1 day candlestick might represent 15 to 16 or 20 candlesticks on a 4-hour time frame, meaning that that's how the market will expand. Hence why we see the market in a much more larger scale. So we can see at this point here, we can see that since we're having a flag, I think I'll currently focus on the daily time frame, because if I can go to a 4-hour time frame or the 1-hour time frame, I don't think it would be much more clear to you guys in letting you see what I'm actually saying, right? So I think I'll currently focus on the daily time frame because I can see clearly. Let me just go to the 1-hour time frame and see. Okay, for 1-hour time frame, I think we'll also go to the 1-hour time frame to see our entry points which we might be expecting, because I can see that on a 1-hour time frame we have a different chart pattern which I'll dive into later on, and on the 4-hour time frame I can also see a different chart pattern which we'll also focus on. But currently let me jump into the daily time frame. Alright, with the daily time frame, I can see that the market is actually trying to come to this point here, and test that point a bit, because that's where the market might come to test that point because of these touches which we have here, and also these touches which we have here. So regardless of these top touches which we have here, the market will try to come to these touches and test those touches before shooting to the downside. Hence, before continuing to the downside. Alright, so looking at this, I can see that this is on a daily time frame, right? So if we do move to a 4-hour time frame, I'll show you why I'm actually expecting much more of the sells. Let me remove this. Now we're actually going to dive into the entry points, how to spot proper low risk entry points, which will actually help you gain more knowledge and gain more skill in terms of knowing when to enter your trades and knowing when to execute the market. Right, from the daily time frame we saw the whole story, right, regarding USDZAR, how we're actually expecting USDZAR to move and why we're actually expecting USDZAR to move, or which direction we are actually currently expecting USDZAR to move. That's on a daily time frame. So if we move to a 4-hour time frame, we can see, let me actually draw something of this nature which will actually help us. Alright, so here's a chart. Wow, I am actually seeing something else here. I'm seeing, let me just remove this one. I'm actually seeing a beautiful pennant here, which actually aligns with what I just told you guys, that we are actually expecting sales. Without even analyzing, I could tell that the market has to sell somehow. The market has to sell because of this overall pennant. Because of this overall pennant which we have here, meaning that the market broke that pennant and has to come for a bit of a retest to this point here, or possibly at this point here, because the market might be manipulated, right, and come to test this point here. But however, I'm actually expecting the market to come to this point here, as I've highlighted that point to you guys, that the market has to come to this point here without even drawing my trend line. I explained that the market has to come to this point here, which will just be at this level here before shooting to the downside, you know. So the market actually broke this level, and currently it's trying to reverse and test the broken structure or the broken level, which will now act as a retest. And then from that retest, that's where the market will shoot to the downside. Right, let me move to a 4-hour time frame. Right, from a 4-hour time frame, that's what I can see, because we have a beautiful flag also here, which is just in this type of manner, meaning that I might possibly take my trade from there and shoot to the upside, possibly at that point there, before possibly continuing with my sell trades. Which will be of this manner. So looking at this, we can tell and see that this is a beautiful move which we are actually expecting for USDZAR, or rather the USDZAR, to do. Seeing that this is what we are actually expecting for USDZAR, I can tell that my trade, or rather my entry point, which will be much more clear, because going back to the daily time frame, I can see that where the market is currently is probably in alignment, not probably, but actually in alignment with our previous lows which we have here. So meaning that my entry point will just be at this level here, right? Entry point will be at this level here, meaning that it will come to that point there, and my stop loss level will just be at this point here. Don't worry guys, I'll explain much more to you on why I'm saying that this is what I'm actually expecting, or rather expecting as my entry point. Let me put a much more clear color. Alright, let me do much more clear color. Alright, this is what I'm actually expecting, meaning that from this level here, remember guys that this is just a 4-hour time frame, right? So from this level here, I'm actually expecting for the market to shoot to the upside, and this at this point here will just be my stop loss level, because I know that when the market just breaks this point here, I'll expect for the sales, because we can see that we have our support level, which is this level here, right? That's our support level. So when the market breaks our support level, we'll then now take our sales, meaning that from those sales I'll expect the market from that this point here to come to this point here, which will actually might create a W type formation, because we can see that we have this double bottom candlestick which we have here, and we have an impulse move to the upside, and we have a bit of a correction, and then the market might come to try and test this level before shooting to the upside. But however, with this overall move which we have here as a pennant, we are actually expecting for the market to actually shoot to the upside rather than coming and trying to test this level and create it to be a bit of a W type formation. So I'm actually expecting, currently we have two possibilities on USDZAR. Actually, let me put it in that way. We currently have two possibilities on USDZAR, meaning that from this point here, the market might possibly come to this point here. Hence why I said that if the market does hit our stop loss, which will just be at this point here, that's where we'll take our recovery trades of the sells, right? That's where we'll take our sell recovery trades, which will actually help us recover from this loss which we might be having at this point, at this level here. We'll take our recovery trades and come to this bottom here. Then from that bottom, that's where we'll take our proper buy trades to the upside, meaning that we would have recovered from all the losses which we might have made from this false buy which might be created here. But however, with this analysis which I am currently making and seeing, I can tell and say that market actually has to come to the upside, and at this point here, that's where we expect the market to take a different direction, which is the sell direction from that point there. So meaning that my entry point will not be invalidated, because I can see that we had a bit of a change of market structure at this point here, which is just this point here, and then the market came to the upside to try to possibly gain momentum to go to the upside. But however, the market decided to come and test that level again, which is this level, and then that's where we got our second candlestick and a continuation to the upside, which is what we are currently expecting. So looking at this, let me go to a 1 hour time frame. On a 1 hour time frame, we already have confirmations, right? We already have confirmations from this candlestick, which we have all these candlesticks actually, which represents the market as a buy market, meaning that the market will actually buy or rather go to the upside because of all these candlesticks which has been created to they actually reveal and show us that the market have enough momentum, or rather has enough momentum to continue with the buys, meaning that from our level here it will not be invalidated, because we now have proper understanding of what the market is trying to actually do and what the market is actually trying to give us or show us, which is the buys which we are currently expecting that the market should do and must do. Meaning that from this point here, let me just zoom it out. From this point here, we can also see another trend which we have here, which is this trend, meaning that from this trend here, this what we have here is a trend retest, meaning that from this overall trend which we had here, or rather we have here, the market at this point here is actually, or rather actually tried to test this level here, with a bullish pattern, right, or rather with a bearish pattern, or rather a bearish flag, which is just this, with this type of form which is created here, which is a bearish flag. So with a bearish flag, we are actually expecting that the market continues to the upside because of this bearish flag, meaning that we will expect the market to also break this breakout retest which happened from this breakout pattern which we had here. Remember guys that we also have a pattern which is just this pattern here, and on this pattern we also have a breakout of that same pattern which is just this breakout which you have here. And as I've explained with the flag in the beginning, this is also considered as a flag because we have a long stick here, or rather an arm, our left arm, which is just this left arm. Let me connect it with this trend line, or rather, yes, we have this left arm, and we are actually having the body which is this body here, which we have here, and we're actually expecting a breakout of that body and a bit of a retest to come to this point here, and our right arm, which will continue, or there'll be a continuation to the upside. As you can also see, guys, that this whole move which we had previously on our left arm is much more similar to this whole move which we will be actually expecting for USDZAR to take actually. So meaning that this whole move is much more similar, or rather the pips, or rather the size itself is much more similar to the prior move which we had here. So this is what we're currently expecting for USDZAR to do on our left hand side, as well as to do on our right hand side, so we can properly see what USDZARs are currently doing. So we can see that on this level here we currently have a level, right? So we can take our trades, or rather wait for the market to break this point here, try to come and retest after the breakout, try to come and retest and test this point again before we can possibly, or rather properly take our buy entry points to the upside and gain enough momentum, or rather more profits with this buy. Okay, so let me move to a 4-hour time frame. Seeing that that's what we're actually expecting on a 1 hour time frame as our entry point, we can also see that at that point there, that's where we're actually expecting for the market to come and test this point here before shooting to the downside. And after shooting to the downside, that's where we can say that our trade has been a beautiful trade, because if you can go back to a daily time frame, we are currently expecting that the market goes to the upside, and after going to the upside it comes to the downside and also come to this point here and possibly come to our overall move, or other level, which is just there. But however, the market might try to reverse at that level, or rather at this level, because of these points, or rather level here, which is a level which has to be respected. But however, for me, and looking at this, I'm actually expecting for USDZAR to probably come to this point here. Yes, it might be a long-term trade, or might be a trade which might take time to come there, but eventually that's where the market will eventually reach. However, as for now, this is what I'm actually expecting for USDZAR to do. I'm actually expecting to take my beautiful buy trades to the upside, and then expect the market to continue with our sells as expected, and also as have seen with the overall move which you saw, which is a pennant, or rather a pennant acting as a flag also. Otherwise, this is all from me. I hope this video has been of much help to you guys in highly understanding how we actually take entry points, or rather understand how we actually take trades, and see how we see clear confirmations on entry points. Otherwise, this is all from me. Much love from me to you guys. This is FX Mentor, and I'm signing out.